is so rampant in the workplace and why?
Job dissatisfaction is a result of demotivation. When a staff is not motivated, he loses interest, and this thing is not something that happens in a second. It's as a result of things that have happened with time in the organization. So when things happen, the employee is processing things in his head and he doesn't see any change from things happening around him. He becomes dissatisfied. It keeps going on and on until one day he just feels like, oh, I cannot take this anymore, and he leaves the organization. So, and I also think one of the major causes of dissatisfaction is dissatisfied leaders, because the staff is a reflection of the leadership. So if the management is dissatisfied, he's going to tell on the people under him or her.
What are the early signs of job dissatisfaction?
Poor management. If the management in the organization is very poor, he's going to tell on the staff. Another reason is the policies. The policies the organizations have put in place. We know that policies are what guides the things that are done in the office. So if the policy is not right, if the structure is not good, he's going to tell on the staff. Except the only person that stays in an organization and doesn't complain no matter what happens is someone that does not have any plan, does not have any goal. So anything goes, provided they pay me salary at the end of the month, I'm fine. And I don't think that is a good one for any organization.
When work has become monotonous for a worker who is passionate about it, what then can be done?
When you place someone in a place where he cannot function, he might not say no because he needs that job or because he just wants to be going somewhere in the morning, but you're not going to get something out of him. So the wrong hiring practices is also another problem. And then you also have a problem of training. When you employ a staff, maybe someone that is a fresher from the university, you need to train those people, to let the person understand what exactly he or she is supposed to do. If that training is not carried out, it's going to tell on the organization. And we find out that most companies don't like to spend money on training because they feel there is a waste of money. But at the end of the day, it's going to tell on the productivity of the staff and motivation, because when a staff is trained, he knows that at least in a year he can be trained once or twice. He knows the company has value for him, so he will be happy to stay there and to improve himself.
What are the key solutions to curbing job dissatisfaction?
When we work, we expect to take something home at the end of the day. So you find out that most people, they are not well paid. It's a pity that some companies don't really pay people something that is commensurate to the work they put in every day. And they demand so much from them, come to work, sometimes to work weekend. At the end of the day, the person is not well paid. That person is definitely going to be dissatisfied, especially when he finds out that his peer in another organization is making more than him, or he finds out that someone else in the organization doing less than him or the same thing with him is earning more than himself. So people will always have a problem. They will be demotivated if they feel they are not well rewarded.
If not satisfied, what can be done to spice up the job? Consideration of staff welfare should take the front burner. For instance, provision of staff buses for those living on the outskirts. Compensation plans should also be in place as part of staff welfare. Staff should be motivated through awards for various achievements. They should be applauded for a job well done. There should be a symbiotic relationship between colleagues. Boss and his staff should also have mutual respect for one another, and the culture of team spirit should be imbibed. Staff must be disciplined enough to come to work on time for maximum output. Organizations should adhere to proper closing time reflected in workers' letter of employment. Bosses should have a proper, respectful, reciprocal rapport with their employees. Bosses should also make themselves approachable. Office rules and ethics to be put in place and firmly adhered to in order to foster mutual respect and mold professionalism in workers. Closing time should be suitable or staff-friendly. Seminars and workshops should be organized at least yearly for staff sensitization. Job description should be fully spelled out, making it easy to function with positive output. Tips on what leads to job dissatisfaction. No proper job description. A worker is already too used to the job, thus for convenience sake is reluctant to change jobs. Staying on the job due to unavailability of desired alternatives. Low salary payment, late payment of salaries, or lack of payment of salaries. Lack of duly deserved promotions. Long distance to work without provision of staff buses. Intolerant or non-empathetic boss. Job-related stress, lack of time for family and social activities. Lack of workplace ethics, in other words, no proper job description. No good compensation plan. The job comes with a fat salary package, thus one still hangs on in spite of bias, nepotism, and frustration. So, it's out there, the dots and crosses on job dissatisfaction. It is indeed necessary to make wise choices that could lead to a conducive and satisfying job or work environment. So, cash into these tips and remain jobful. Remember, knowledge learned cannot be unlearned.